Lawyers West, 702-255-6161.
Strange things in the sky are pretty much an everyday occurrence here in Nevada. Right now, our skies are buzzing with aircraft flying in red flag exercises, and who knows what they're testing up at Area 51.
But the object that recently appeared over a nearby town has people scratching their heads, wondering, what the heck was that?
Well, the person who photographed the object contacted who else? The I-Team's George Knapp.
You know, it kind of looks like a cloud, but it's not a natural cloud anyway. You'll see why in just a few seconds. It's a white, fluffy formation that could have been emitted from the back of an aircraft, though not like any aircraft that's been made public. So what is it? And is it connected to all those other puffy lines we see in our skies?
Water? Yeah, they're just out over here. Just out here about halfway across the pond.
On a clear day back in December, Alamo resident and amateur photographer Malcolm Harris stopped to capture images of ducks sitting in water just off Highway 93. He spotted something else in the sky above the field.
Long puffs of smoke, like it looked like a rope. It kind of like there was a solid rope on the top, and then little puffs of smoke underneath it. They were quite tight. I'd definitely say it was man-made. You know, it wasn't anything natural.
This is what he photographed. Harris, the son of a longtime Las Vegas newsman, ran some calculations based on his lens angle and estimates the odd cloud was about a mile distant and perhaps 500 yards long. But it was dense, like puffs of smoke that had been crammed together.
You could see where it began and where it ended. There was nothing on either end. It was very clean. It stood by itself. There wasn't anything else around it. I've seen clouds being made out here in the desert. You see, all of a sudden you'll see a cloud being made, and that's not what was going on.
He didn't hear anything, so whatever formed the cloud was quiet. Alamo is buzzed almost daily by warplanes from nearby Nellis Air Base. Residents also know that on the other side of the mountains is the most famous secret base in the world, Area 51, where the government tests the most advanced otherworldly technology in its arsenal.
When you say what's out there, you mean right out there?
Where?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Harris's photo is similar to exhaust patterns spotted a few times since the 90s, the so-called donuts on a rope, which set the aviation world on fire. Since the 80s, there's been speculation about something called Project Aurora, a family of super-secret delta-shaped craft that may use a pulse detonation engine, a system that could produce donuts on a rope exhaust patterns. Bill Sweetman, one of the most respected aviation writers in the world, thinks Aurora is real. He uncovered what appears to be a paper trail in the black budget that funneled billions of dollars to Aurora, or something like it. But what does Sweetman think about this photo? If they're donuts, they sure are crammed together. After talking to defense industry colleagues, Sweetman suggested the cloud may have been created by using advanced pyrotechnics, in essence, flares that are used by fast jets as countermeasures to confuse an enemy. But another senior aviation writer and test pilot, Bill Scott, disagrees. Scott told us that flares don't lay horizontally, as this one does. He does not think it's a contrail, more like a plume. But after asking around, Scott and the colleagues he consulted say they have no idea what made it. Best guess, an unknown dispensary of some sort. Mal Harris is likewise skeptical that it was caused by flares.
They don't go in a straight line. You could definitely tell that had some sort of propulsion behind it.
Cloud-like formations, presumably contrails, are a hot topic online. An entire genre of conspiracy theories has evolved over the past decade or so. The so-called chemtrails. The internet is filled with chemtrail sites which allege that the checkerboard patterns in the skies are part of a global plot to spray something into the atmosphere. AboveTopSecret.com gets up to 4 million visits per month, and its 300,000 members have thoroughly digested the chemtrail storyline.
Chemtrails, contrails, chemtrails. If you do a cursory look at the site, you'll see there are thousands of pages of discussion dedicated to chemtrails/contrails.
Millions of people are watching the skies to look for evidence of what they think is a global conspiracy, a massive spraying operation carried out by persons unknown for reasons that are not clear. The I-Team first dug into this topic more than 12 years ago, and we can tell you for a certainty that an awful lot of stuff really is being sprayed up there in the sky. Global conspiracy? That's not so clear. Tonight at 6 o'clock, we jump into the thick of the chemtrail versus contrail controversy.
Well, interesting stuff. Thanks, George.